From Queens to Hollywood royalty, the cast of The Nanny, 1993-1999, defined an era of television with unforgettable humor, heart, and style. 3 decades later, fans still adore Fran Fine's charm, Maxwell Sheffield's sophistication, and Niles' razor-sharp wit. But where are the stars of this beloved sitcom now? From glittering award wins to unexpected life paths, here's a fascinating look at the actors behind the laughter, how they've changed what they've achieved, and the lasting magic that keeps The Nanny shining as one of TV's most iconic comedies. Charles Shaughnessy portrayed Maxwell Sheffield in The Nanny 1993 when he was 38 years old, lending aristocratic poise and emotional depth to the widowed Broadway producer. Maxwell, raised in privilege and educated in refinement, hides a tender heart behind a wall of formality and work obsession. Haunted by his late wife's memory, he finds himself at odds with Fran Fine's chaotic energy and unfiltered optimism. Yet beneath his polished exterior, Maxwell admires Fran's compassion and courage, slowly falling for her in a dynamic that drives the series' romantic tension. His journey reflects the challenge of letting go of grief and rediscovering joy, culminating in his heartfelt proposal and their eventual marriage, a satisfying payoff for years of comedic will-they-won't-they interplay. Off-screen, Charles Shaughnessy's career spans decades of television and theater success. Before The Nanny, he rose to fame as Shane Donovan on Days of Our Lives, and later appeared in Mad Men, The Magicians, and The Bay. He also voiced characters in animated series and continued stage work across the US and UK. Married since 1983 to actress Susan Fallender, he is the proud father of 2 daughters. As of 2025, Charles Shaughnessy is 70 years old and continues to perform with grace and understated charisma, beloved by fans worldwide. Fran Drescher portrayed Fran Fine in The Nanny 1993 when she was 36 years old, creating one of television's most iconic comedic heroines. Fran Fine, a dazzlingly stylish woman from Queens with a thick accent and even thicker charm, stumbles into the job of nanny for Broadway producer Maxwell Sheffield's children. Outspoken, nurturing, and irresistibly confident, Fran brings life and laughter into the formal Sheffield mansion. Though often underestimated due to her flamboyant appearance and nasal voice, she reveals an enormous heart, clever instincts, and fierce loyalty. Her influence transforms the Sheffield family, teaching them warmth and emotional honesty. Over 6 seasons, Fran evolves from an unconventional caretaker into the family's anchor, culminating in her marriage to Maxwell and the birth of their twins. Drescher's comedic timing and vulnerability made Fran unforgettable, a blend of glamour and sincerity that redefined sitcom femininity. Beyond the show, Fran Drescher has built a remarkable career as an actress, author, and activist. A cancer survivor, she founded Cancer Schmancer, a movement for early detection and healthcare awareness. In recent years, she has served as the president of SAG-AFTRA, leading historic negotiations for fair treatment of artists. As of 2025, Fran Drescher is 68 years old and remains a vibrant symbol of strength, humor, and authenticity in Hollywood. Lauren Lane portrayed CC Babcock in The Nanny 1993 when she was 32 years old, bringing sharp sophistication and biting wit to the wealthy, self-assured Broadway associate. CC Babcock is elegant, competitive, and endlessly exasperated by Fran Fine's unfiltered charm and growing influence over Maxwell Sheffield. Beneath her polished surface, however, lies a deep insecurity and a longing for love that she hides behind sarcasm and ambition. Her constant verbal duels with Niles the Butler evolve from playful hostility into an unlikely romance, culminating in their marriage in the series finale, a fitting resolution that reveals her vulnerable heart beneath the icy exterior. Lane's performance balanced comedic precision with emotional nuance, transforming what could have been a one-note antagonist into a relatable and complex woman. Outside the show, Lauren Lane built a career as both an actress and a respected theater educator. She appeared in series such as Hunter in LA, Law before joining The Nanny, and after the show ended, she returned to the stage, becoming a professor of drama at Texas State University, shaping the next generation of performers. As of 2025, Lauren Lane is 64 years old and remains admired for her intelligence, elegance, and lasting contribution to the performing arts. Daniel Davis portrayed Niles in The Nanny 1993 when he was 48 years old, delivering a masterclass in dry humor and emotional subtlety. As the Sheffield family's loyal butler, Niles is both servant and confidant, ever watchful, witty, and unafraid to deliver a biting quip. His verbal sparring with socialite CC Babcock provides some of the series' sharpest comedy, their love-hate banter evolving into an unexpected romance that blossoms in the final season. Beneath his sarcasm, Niles embodies integrity, affection, and quiet devotion to the Sheffield household, serving as the unseen glue that holds the family together. Davis infused the role with dignity and impeccable comic rhythm, transforming Niles into a beloved sitcom archetype, the servant who knows everyone's secrets, yet keeps his own heart hidden until the perfect moment. Outside of The Nanny, Daniel Davis built a distinguished career in theater and film. Trained at the Arkansas Arts Center, he appeared in The Hunt for Red October, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and acclaimed stage productions of The Importance of Being Earnest and Noises Off. A lifelong bachelor, Davis values privacy and artistic integrity above celebrity. As of 2025, Daniel Davis is 80 years old and remains celebrated as a consummate actor whose wit and refinement continue to inspire generations of performers. Madeline Zima portrayed Grace Sheffield in The Nanny 1993 when she was only 8 years old, capturing hearts as the youngest and most precocious member of the Sheffield family. Grace, or Gracie, is bright, introspective, and wise beyond her years, often providing insight that belies her tender age. Initially withdrawn and burdened by anxiety after her mother's death, she finds emotional safety and joy in Fran Fine's nurturing presence. Their bond becomes one of the show's sweetest dynamics. Fran helps Gracie rediscover laughter and childhood wonder, while Gracie offers unconditional love that affirms Fran's place in the family. Zima's nuanced performance gave the series emotional depth, balancing innocence with sincerity. As she matured, her timing and charm continued to shine until the show's end, when Gracie grows into a confident young girl, ready to embrace life with warmth and optimism. Off-screen, Madeline Zima built a diverse acting career, appearing in Californication Heroes, Twin Peaks: The Return, and Perry Mason. Known for her versatility, she transitioned seamlessly from child star to respected adult performer. As of 2025, Madeline Zima is 40 years old and continues to work actively in film and television, admired for her intelligence, adaptability, and enduring screen presence. Rachel Chagall portrayed Val Toriello in The Nanny 1993 when she was 41 years old, bringing warmth, innocence, and delightful dimness to Fran Fine's loyal best friend. Val is sweet-natured, well-meaning, and perpetually naive, often misunderstanding situations with endearing sincerity. As Fran's childhood companion from Queens, she serves as a constant reminder of Fran's roots and an anchor to her past. Though not as quick-witted as Fran, Val's heart is pure and her friendship unwavering. Together they share laughter, misadventures, and the occasional romantic misstep. Chagall's comedic timing and chemistry with Fran Drescher made their scenes sparkle, grounding the series in genuine friendship and shared humanity. Beyond The Nanny, Rachel Chagall gained attention for her acclaimed performance in Gabby, A True Story 1987, which earned her Golden Globe and Los Angeles Film Critics nominations. After The Nanny, she appeared in Just Shoot Me and What I Like About You, before gradually stepping back from Hollywood to focus on family life. As of 2025, Rachel Chagall is 73 years old and is fondly remembered as the lovable Val, a character who embodied kindness, humor, and the enduring power of friendship. Benjamin Salisbury portrayed Brighton Sheffield in The Nanny 1993 when he was only 13 years old, delivering quick-witted humor and youthful energy as the mischievous middle child of the Sheffield family. Brighton starts as a precocious boy, often overlooked by his father and constantly at odds with his sisters. With Fran Fine's arrival, his sarcastic shell begins to crack, revealing a sensitive and intelligent child, longing for attention and belonging. Over the series, Brighton matures from a prank-loving troublemaker into a thoughtful young man preparing to navigate life beyond the family mansion. Salisbury's sharp comedic instincts and natural timing made Brighton one of the show's most relatable characters for younger viewers. Outside The Nanny, Benjamin Salisbury appeared in Captain Ron: Promised Land and several TV commercials before stepping away from acting in the 2000s. He later worked behind the scenes at Universal Studios Hollywood, demonstrating a graceful transition from childhood fame to adult professionalism. Known for his humility and intelligence, he has maintained a private, low-profile life since. As of 2025, Benjamin Salisbury is 45 years old and remains remembered fondly by fans as the witty-spirited boy who brought youthful balance to the Sheffield household. Dorothy Lyman portrayed the stewardess in The Nanny 1993 when she was 46 years old, appearing in a memorable guest role that added her signature humor and sass to the series' early episodes. Though her part was brief, Lyman's sharp comedic delivery and presence complemented the show's vivacious tone, contributing to its ensemble charm. A respected actress and director, she is best known for her Emmy-winning performance as Opal Gardner on All My Children and her breakout role as Naomi Harper on Mama's Family, where she mastered both slapstick and emotional depth. Beyond acting, Lyman built an impressive career behind the camera, directing over 75 episodes of The Nanny, helping shape its iconic rhythm and warmth. She also directed episodes of The Drew Carey Show and Everybody Loves Raymond, showcasing her multifaceted artistry. Off-screen, she has written and performed in solo theater works, earning critical acclaim for her storytelling. Twice married and the mother of 2 sons, Lyman's personal resilience mirrors the strength of her characters. As of 2025, Dorothy Lyman is 78 years old and remains a respected creative force, admired for her enduring talent, both in front of and behind the camera. Renee Taylor portrayed Sylvia Fine in The Nanny 1993 when she was 60 years old, creating one of the most memorable sitcom mothers in television history. Sylvia Fine Fran's larger-than-life mother is loud, meddling, and endlessly hungry, both for food and for gossip. Though often the comic relief with her exaggerated appetite and overbearing advice, Sylvia embodies the loving old-fashioned matriarch who never stops worrying about her daughter's marriage prospects. Her outrageous behavior and blunt honesty provided many of the series' most beloved moments, serving as a hilarious mirror of Fran's own quirks. Taylor's comedic brilliance, honed from decades on stage and screen, gave Sylvia warmth beneath the laughter. Off-screen, Renee Taylor's career spans film, television, and theater. She co-wrote the Oscar-nominated Lovers and Other Strangers and starred in How I Met Your Mother, Bob's Burgers, and countless comedies. Married for over 50 years to actor and writer Joseph Bologna until his death in 2017, their creative partnership produced many acclaimed works. As of 2025, Renee Taylor is 92 years old and remains a cherished comedy legend, celebrated for her wit, longevity, and indomitable spirit. Lawrence A. Manley portrayed the orderly number 1 in The Nanny 1993 when he was 32 years old, appearing in a brief but memorable role that added humor to the show's fast-paced comedic rhythm. Though his character was minor, Manley's presence contributed to the situational chaos that defined the series' charm, blending effortlessly into its witty ensemble moments. His delivery reflected the sharp comic sensibility that carried throughout his diverse career. Beyond The Nanny, Lawrence A. Manley built a solid resume as a character actor in both film and television. He appeared in notable productions such as Seinfeld, ER, Grey's Anatomy, and Ghostbusters 1984, often portraying everyday figures with authenticity and warmth. His ability to bring humor and humanity to supporting roles made him a familiar face to television audiences throughout the 1990s and 2000s. Off-screen, Manley is known for his professionalism, versatility, and dedication to performance craft. Though often working quietly behind the spotlight, his steady contributions helped shape many beloved TV comedies of his era. As of 2021, Lawrence A. Manley is 64 years old and continues to be appreciated as a talented, reliable character actor with enduring comedic flair. Anne Morgan Gilbert portrayed Yetta Rosenberg in The Nanny 1993 when she was 65 years old, delighting audiences with her portrayal of Fran Fine's eccentric, forgetful, and endlessly lovable grandmother. Yetta is the epitome of old-world humor, chain-smoking, fashionably mismatched, and always a little confused, yet surprisingly insightful. Her appearances, often unpredictable and filled with comedic timing, brought warmth and nostalgia to the series, celebrating the chaos and charm of multi-generational family life. Beneath her quirks, Yetta represents enduring love and resilience, having survived difficult times and still greeting the world with humor. Gilbert's impeccable comedic instinct and a fearless energy made Yetta unforgettable, giving The Nanny a distinct heart amid its glamour. Beyond the sitcom, Anne Morgan Gilbert was a seasoned television veteran, known for her role as Millie Helper on The Dick Van Dyke Show and appearances in Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Getting On. Her stage career was equally rich, spanning decades of dramatic and comedic performances. Gilbert passed away on June 14, 2016, at the age of 87 after a battle with cancer. Her death marked the loss of a beloved comedic treasure whose warmth and spirit continue to shine through her timeless performances. Leni Kazan portrayed Aunt Freida in The Nanny 1995 when she was 55 years old, perfectly embodying the over-the-top glamorous and opinionated relative of Fran Fine. Aunt Freida is a larger-than-life figure, boisterous, stylish, and never short of unsolicited advice. She represents the extravagant side of Fran's family, providing sharp humor and familial tension whenever she appears. Beneath her flamboyance, however, lies genuine affection and pride in her niece's success. Kazan's performance radiated confidence and heart, making Aunt Freida a scene stealer whose personality could rival Fran's own. Outside The Nanny, Leni Kazan enjoyed a distinguished and multifaceted career in film, stage, and television. She first rose to fame as Barbra Streisand's understudy in Funny Girl on Broadway, later starring in My Favorite Year, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and Beaches. Nominated for Tony, Emmy, and Golden Globe Awards, Kazan is celebrated for her powerhouse voice and vivacious screen presence. Also a longtime cabaret performer, she blends music and comedy with sophistication. As of 2025, Leni Kazan is 85 years old and remains a beloved entertainer admired for her wit, resilience, and trailblazing legacy in both theater and television. Dotty Rescher portrayed Dotty in The Nanny 1993 when she was 40 years old, adding humor and sparkle to the show's gallery of colorful supporting characters. Dotty, often seen as one of Fran Fine's friends or fellow New Yorkers, embodied the same Queens-born warmth and quick wit that defined the series' comedic style. Though her role was smaller, Rescher's expressive delivery and impeccable timing made each appearance memorable, contributing to the lively social world surrounding Fran. Outside of The Nanny, Rescher built an extensive and diverse career across television, film, and voice acting. She appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Night Court, Clueless, and iCarly, and lent her voice to numerous animated shows, including the Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, and Scooby-Doo. Known for her distinctively raspy voice and comic energy, Rescher became a beloved presence in both live action and animation. Off-screen, she is admired for her professionalism, kindness, and dedication to the craft. As of 2025, Dotty Rescher is 72 years old and continues to work, actively celebrated as a versatile performer who embodies the heart and humor of classic American television. John Bishop portrayed Stuart in The Nanny 1993 when he was 27 years old, bringing charm and youthful charisma to the role of a supporting character in the show's early seasons. Stuart appears as one of the men who briefly crosses paths with Fran Fine's lively world, adding both romantic tension and humor to the plot. Though his role was short-lived, Bishop's natural ease and likability made the character stand out amid the ensemble. Outside The Nanny, John Bishop built a steady career as an actor, writer, and comedian, appearing in projects such as The Parkers, Beverly Hills, 90210, and Friday Night Lights. His versatility has allowed him to shift between drama and comedy with equal confidence. Bishop is also a playwright and producer recognized for his stage work and contributions to independent film. Off-screen, he is known for his engaging personality and passion for storytelling, often blending humor with heartfelt humanity in his creative pursuits. As of 2025, John Bishop is 58 years old and continues to work in entertainment, respected for his talent, humor, and enduring creative spirit. Sophie Ward portrayed Jocelyn Sheffield in The Nanny 1998 when she was 33 years old, bringing elegance and emotional complexity to the role of Maxwell Sheffield's refined and aristocratic relative. Jocelyn embodies the cultured grace of the Sheffield family's British roots, yet her interactions with Fran Fine reveal vulnerability beneath her poised exterior. Ward's performance added depth and contrast to the show's exploration of class, love, and family, serving as a gentle reminder that sophistication and sincerity can coexist. Outside of The Nanny, Sophie Ward has built a remarkable and enduring career in both film and television. She gained early fame in Young Sherlock Holmes 1985 and returned to Oz, later starring in Wuthering Heights and A Dark Adapted Eye. In addition to acting, Ward is also a writer and advocate, earning praise for her novel Love and Other Thought Experiments 2020, which was long-listed for the Booker Prize. Openly part of the LGBTQ+ community, she has been celebrated for her courage and authenticity. As of 2025, Sophie Ward is 60 years old and continues to thrive as an accomplished actress, author, and advocate for equality and creativity in the arts. Daryl Hickman portrayed Mr. Binder in The Nanny 1997, when he was 66 years old, lending seasoned charm and gravitas to a guest role that fit perfectly within the show's blend of wit and heart. Mr. Binder appears as a polished, pragmatic figure whose interactions with the Sheffield household add both humor and a touch of realism. Hickman's calm authority and subtle comedic timing brought dimension even to a brief appearance, a testament to his veteran status in Hollywood. A child star of the golden age, Hickman's career spanned film, television, and theater for more than 6 decades. He appeared in classics such as The Grapes of Wrath, 1940, Leave Her to Heaven, 1945, and Men of Boys Town, 1941, later transitioning to adult roles in Tea and Sympathy and Network. Beyond acting, he served as an executive at CBS, a respected acting coach, and an author on performance technique. Married to actress Pamela Lincoln for many years, he was known for his intellect, humility, and passion for the craft. Daryl Hickman passed away on May 22, 2024, at the age of 92, leaving behind an extraordinary legacy as both performer and teacher whose artistry bridged generations of cinema. Catherine Oxenberg portrayed Sydney Mercer in The Nanny, 1995, when she was 34 years old, exuding elegance and sophistication as one of the show's memorable guest stars. Sydney Mercer, a glamorous socialite, embodies the kind of upper-class refinement that contrasts sharply with Fran Fine's exuberant queen sensibility. Her interactions with Maxwell Sheffield and Fran add layers of comedy rooted in class differences and romantic tension. Oxenberg's poised delivery and understated wit made her character both amusing and believable within the show's glitzy world. Beyond The Nanny, Catherine Oxenberg became internationally recognized for her portrayal of Amanda Carrington on Dynasty and for her royal lineage as the daughter of Princess Elizabeth of Yugoslavia. Her career has spanned film, television, and documentary production, including her acclaimed efforts to expose and fight against the Nexium cult, which ensnared her daughter India. Courageous and articulate, Oxenberg turned personal struggle into advocacy. As of 2025, Catherine Oxenberg is 64 years old and continues to use her voice as both an actress and a human rights activist admired for her grace, strength, and integrity. Steve Lawrence portrayed Morty Fine in The Nanny 1995 when he was 60 years old, capturing the role of Fran Fine's loving yet exasperated father with perfect comedic balance. Morty is a classic sitcom dad, affectionate, opinionated, and often overwhelmed by his colorful family, particularly his wife Sylvia's relentless energy. His gentle humor and understated presence provided a grounding counterpoint to the show's chaos, creating a believable family dynamic filled with warmth and laughter. Off-screen, Steve Lawrence was a legendary singer, actor, and entertainer. Rising to fame in the 1950s as part of the duo Steve and Edie with his wife Edie Gourmet, he became a fixture of American music and television variety shows. Lawrence's smooth voice and charming stage persona earned him Grammy Awards, Broadway acclaim, and roles in films such as The Blues Brothers and The Carol Burnett Show. His enduring marriage to Edie Gourmet, both personally and professionally, was celebrated for over 5 decades until her passing in 2013. Steve Lawrence passed away on March 7, 2024, at age 88 after a long and distinguished career. His death marked the end of an era in American entertainment, but his music and warmth continue to resonate across generations. Elizabeth Taylor portrayed herself in The Nanny 1996 when she was 64 years old, adding legendary glamour to the series in a special guest appearance that celebrated her larger-than-life persona. Playing a heightened version of herself, Taylor brought humor and star power to the episode, blending seamlessly into the show's mix of fantasy and reality. Her presence symbolized Hollywood royalty, meeting Queen's charisma, and her playful interaction with Fran Fine became one of the show's most iconic moments. Known worldwide for her beauty talent and humanitarian work, Elizabeth Taylor's real-life legacy far surpasses any single role. She began her career as a child star in National Velvet 1944 and went on to win 2 Academy Awards for Butterfield 8 and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Off-screen, she became a tireless advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness and founded the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Married 8 times, she lived passionately and unapologetically. Elizabeth Taylor passed away on March 23, 2011 at age 79 from congestive heart failure, leaving behind a monumental cultural and humanitarian legacy that continues to inspire the world. Jamie Renee Smith portrayed young Fran Fine in The Nanny 1997 when she was 10 years old, bringing youthful energy and humor to the flashback episodes that explored Fran's Queen's upbringing. Her portrayal captured the spark and sass that would later define the adult Fran, mirroring the same confidence, charm, and slightly awkward sense of style that made the character beloved. Though her scenes were brief, Smith perfectly conveyed Fran's early personality, curious, outspoken, and full of heart, helping audiences understand the roots of her later boldness and humor. Outside The Nanny, Jamie Renee Smith built an impressive career as a child actress, appearing in Dante's peak 1997 Boomtown Weeds and NCIS. She continued to work steadily into adulthood, maintaining her versatility across drama and comedy. Off-screen, Smith has been known for her professionalism from a young age, earning respect for her mature approach to acting. As of 2025, Jamie Renee Smith is 38 years old and remains a talented and dedicated actress whose early charm on The Nanny continues to be fondly remembered by fans. Jonathan Penner portrayed Danny Imperiali in The Nanny 1993 when he was 31 years old, playing Fran Fine's ex-fiancé, whose betrayal sets the entire story in motion. Danny is charming but shallow, leaving Fran for another woman and inadvertently pushing her into the Sheffield household, thus changing her life forever. Though his appearances were brief, Penner imbued the role with just enough vanity and humor to make Danny both dislikable and entertaining. Beyond The Nanny, Jonathan Penner built a varied career as an actor, screenwriter, and producer. He appeared in Seinfeld, The Naked Truth, and The Bye-Bye Man, and co-wrote the acclaimed horror film Let the Devil Wear Black. Penner is also well known for his 3-time participation on Survivor, where his intelligence, wit, and resilience made him a fan favorite. Married to filmmaker Stacey Title until her passing in 2021, their creative partnership produced several respected projects. As of 2025, Jonathan Penner is 63 years old and remains admired for his creative versatility, perseverance, and enduring impact on both television and film. Who is your favorite character from The Nanny? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.